So we got the power steering issue fixed. It's nice and buttery smooth again, like one finger steering, like the way it should be. I'm happy with that. We had a fitting on the bottom of the pump. Turn this thing off now. Had a fitting on the bottom of the power steering pump that broken and caused me most of my grief. Hold please. I got the 1999 nightclub going in here. Apologize for that. I like to get down when I work on stuff. So this is the source of most of my problems. This fitting had broken. It was the pressure fitting, or excuse me, the relief fitting on the very bottom of the pump. It tied into the relief coming off of the steering box itself. So this had broken and it was pumping oil off the relief out into the atmosphere, we'll just say. And that was causing me a lot of problems. So I went from having like butter smooth power steering to having Armstrong steering within a few minutes, and it was very easy to tell. But anyway, we got it sorted out. While I was in there, I noticed a few hoses that looked pretty freaking janky. So actually, I replaced every single hose in the power steering system. So coming off the pump, the suction hose that comes from the reservoir, brand new dash 16, brand new dash 12. That's the return that comes off the bottom of the pump. The bottom of the pump returns, along with the side of the steering box. Those two T together down here. I changed all that. Brand new T. I moved the T itself. The T was actually hung off of the bottom of the pump. So where this, hang on, bear with me. Where this fitting right here, there was a male to male half-inch NPT union there, and that union had that T and all those fucking fittings hung off of it. So you can imagine the stress on that union that was there. It had a steel 90 off of it, but the actual union itself was brass, and it had all that, had a whole steel T and elbow and a whole bunch of other stuff hung off of it. So being cantilevered like that, it failed. So what I decided to do was put a AN fitting on the bottom of there. So I have now a half-inch NPT to dash 10, and then a dash 10 line that takes the stress off of that fitting that goes down here to a rubber cushion clamp that's off the side of the wall pan. The rubber cushion clamp holds this T and takes all the stress off of the lines themselves, and all the stress gets put on the actual cushion clamp. Your return line comes up here to, off of your box. Then your pressure line comes off the top of the pump itself, and I put a couple weird elbows there just to get the fittings to go where I wanted them to go, because every time I've changed my fuel filter in the past, that line has been in the way of me getting my hand in there just the right way to put my fuel filter on. So hopefully now it should be a little bit easier. In addition to that, I also changed the hardware on, hang on, let me get a light over here. Turn the truck off so I can move the light back over here. If you look down there, there's some bolts that hold the I'm sure y'all wanted to hear that. That was annoying. Light came down, bust me upside my head while I was trying to focus. All right, let's try this again. Start over. There's two fasteners that hold the power steering pump on there, and they're 3/8 16 threads. There's one here and there's one on the back side that you can't even really see because it's such a pain in the ass. That one back there was so hard that I decided to switch from a hex head fastener to a 12-point fastener, and now I can put a 3/8 ratchet wrench back in there and actually fit it on there, and everything's all hunky-dory, and it's actually easy to get to. So if you're doing a pump on a Cummins, actually the next time I do this thing right here, these little fasteners right here, I want to switch all these on my pump over to oh wait, is it this? Yeah, this one right here, these 5/8. I'm gonna switch all these over to 12 point, as well, so it'll be a lot easier to get to. Oh, wait a second. What is that? If you look way back in there, I did. On the back of my fuel pump, I changed one of the fasteners to, man, this camera really doesn't want to focus and stay focused. I'm going to smack the shit out of it in a second. Act right. Yeah, I changed that fastener to a 12 point because it's easier to get a wrench back in there. So, word to the wise, go to the hardware store and get you some fasteners that are a little bit easier to put wrenches on for the fuel pump, and for the air compressor is going to be the next thing, I imagine, and also the power steering pump. So, just a couple of things. Yeah, all the plumbing I redid on this thing. So, now we got brand new lines, even though the lines weren't actually leaking. Damn it, I just stepped in this puddle of oil I spilled. That was genius. Absolutely genius. Yeah, make sure you make sure you put new lines on these things, because when you do the new lines, I prefer to use the reusable hose ends, the two-piece hose ends that you can actually spin on there and spin back off. They're field serviceable. You can make your own hoses. It's super simple. Don't let anybody tell you it's hard. If you have a vise and a crescent wrench and a little bit of lube, then who doesn't have a little bit of lube? You know what I'm saying? So as long as you got those couple of things, then you should be good. We got new setup tested. Everything seems to work out pretty good, except for my camera, because it's having a freak out moment right now. It has no idea what I want it to do, and I don't know what it wants to do. Yeah, sorry for filming this in the up and down mode. I normally film stuff in landscape mode, but I was just in a super big hurry. Anyway, holler at y'all later. Peace.